hate and bigotry into this debate on illegal immigration.
I didn't
on
inject
your website.
It. I didn't inject it. I can document how it has been injected.
It's my turn. It's my turn. I've given you, I think, 7, 8 minutes. Let's start with the reality. I have never said a word against a legal immigrant into this country, nor would I ever. I have called for more legal immigration, not less. Now listen, I listen to you, okay? I want to, do we have that record on, okay, let's put up the, you said a 23% increase in hate crimes against Hispanics. Can we put up the full screen on this?
You know, the ADL documents code words for hate.
Oh, yeah,
and
sure.
you've used a few of those code words for hate.
Name one code word.
Well, they talk about dehumanizing and demonizing immigrants.
That's their word. It's not my word.
Well, I'm telling you, they've had a clear record of documenting hate speech. Yes, they have. They're a very well-respected voice.
Not by me.
The Anti-Defamation
They are
League.
a joke.
They are not a joke. They are a long-standing organization.
I want you to go to that website of yours and listen to that discussion on there. That woman is a joke, okay?
That's your opinion. We document this. She talks about the efforts to dehumanize and demonize Latinos. When you refer to them as bringing in massive disease, as we know you have, we can document that.
8 seconds on the air, referring one time on a. Let me ask you something. Do you think that illegal aliens should be exempt from public health standards that are applied to every legal immigrant in this country? Is that what you're saying?
This is about code words for hate speech. That's right. We document that in the website.
You and your organization are completely out of your minds on this issue. If you think you have,
Lou, I stand by my record as leading an organization for 40 years as a civil rights and advocacy organization, represent 44 million Hispanics in this country.
Freedom of speech, suggesting that the only one who could oppose
you would be. We have to draw the line on freedom of speech when freedom of speech becomes hate speech. You wouldn't even be involved in this debate if these were not primary. Hate speech is not acceptable.
Excuse me. You would not even be involved in this debate on illegal immigration unless the preponderance of those illegal aliens were Hispanic. And you know that is a fact. I would be involved in this debate no matter what.
I know that we can't stand for dehumanizing and demonizing and scapegoating a segment of our society.
Then why in the world have you not taken on the government of Mexico and Central America and those who create the conditions that drive
we have been engaged in this issue.
You have not been engaged.
Yes, we have. And we are making every case right now to push back on the hate that dehumanizing.
When is the last time you even addressed a foreign government and the quality
I'm concerned about what's happening here in this country.
Oh, this is about. Why aren't you worrying about our borders being secured, our ports being secured?
We are for comprehensive immigration reform, but this is about hate speech.
Comprehensive immigration
This is about
reform.
Hate speech, and it has no place on the air. You can try to divert this away from the hate and the representatives of vigilante groups, and you're standing with these vigilante groups. These are self-avowed vigilante groups. You're standing proudly by them. You can try to sort of dismiss that, but the reality is we can't allow for hate speech to be part of this debate or to control the network airwaves.
You know that as you speak right now, I have never spoken a hateful word against illegal immigrants.
You've allowed these folks to have a microphone.
Excuse me.
You've given hate a microphone by giving them time on this show. And you've done it repeatedly. CNN has done it repeatedly.
Oh, come on.
And in the course of the last 3 years, the 3 cable networks have allowed these folks to have their airways 110 times.
You said on your website, 23% increase in hate crimes. This is, according to the Anti-Hispanic Bias Crimes in the Federal Bureau.
According to the FBI and the Department of Justice, yes.
In 2005, 522 incidents against Hispanics.
It's increased by 23% in the past 3 years.
I'm just showing you what the FBI is showing us.
And 50% in California alone.
576 against Hispanics.
There's no coincidence between the extreme rhetoric that the debate has taken and the rise in hate crimes. Words have consequences, and our community is feeling the brunt of that.
Let me show you something.
Anytime you demonize a segment of our society.
No, you're trying to demonize me, and I'm going to show you the reality.
This isn't about you, Lou. I know this is your...
You took me on.
It's not about you. It's about your networks. It's about your networks holding you and other networks accountable.
You can't hold yourself accountable. How could you hold anyone else?
We are here
could you please put this up?
Look at the website, making a very documented case on this.
Put up what I've said about illegal immigrants in this country. Okay? If you would. We're waiting patiently.
You know,
I'm thinking here. Let's
my
let's
hate
go
mail
through
has
this.
gone from hate mail to death threats.
If you don't mind,
You know,
by the way, I get a few death threats too. So Janet, you're not the Lone Ranger. Here's maybe would
yes.
you do me the service?
I don't have
kindness?
a microphone every night.
Well, you're not going to have one very long here if you don't at least permit me to respond.
Go ahead.
I think I'm the only one on this panel. This is going back to May 15, 2006, who's actually worked with migrant workers in the fields with beans, potatoes, hay in my youth. I know them to be good and decent people. That was on Larry King.
Who said this?
I said that. In April, and by the way, I've said I respect illegal immigrants in this country dozens of times, but you don't seem to take note of that. Here's what I said on April.
When you parade these individuals who are tied to hate groups and vigilantes, and when you embrace vigilante organizations,
we're going to finish this.
When you embrace vigilante organizations, that speaks for itself.
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, they're not a vigilante; they're a volunteer organization, and I think the president.
They believe in arming themselves.
By the way, it's the Second Amendment. Do you believe in it?
I believe in the Constitution, but when they go after and hunt down undocumented immigrants, how do they know who's undocumented and how do they know who's here legally? They can't tell the difference.
Janet,
they're tracking these folks down in stores.
I want to save you as much embarrassment as I can.
Lou,
I have great respect for the people who make up the preponderance of the illegal alien population in our country, that is, Mexican migrant workers. On March 29th, 2006, to Jorge Ramos, who said, I would love you to meet these illegals that you so-called, okay? I had to tell Jorge, Univision anchor, unfortunately, partner, there's nothing to be gained here because I worked with them, I know them, I respect them. You
don't respect them when you trot out these individuals and when you embrace a vigilante organization. You don't respect them, Lou. If you're going to continue to put these individuals on the air,
what you're basically saying is my words,
as a platform
only the words
for
that
hate,
you want to use,
and they're tied
are the
to
ones you'll pay attention to. You won't pay attention to the other words that I use. This broadcast has covered illegal immigration in this country and border security for 6 years. In that period of time, we have referred to disease 3 times. You make a comment on your website that I referred to invaders. You may find it intriguing to referring to the illegal immigration population of this country. You may find it intriguing because we thought we'd go back and look. Invaders has been used 6 times on this broadcast.
And we charged you, Glenn Beck, Pat Buchanan. You're not the only one. Do you want to listen to what I'm saying? I'm just making sure you understand.
Because I want you to understand.
We documented every piece that we did on this.
And there is truth.
That's right.
And the reality is it's been used 6 times on this broadcast. I used it once, and you have used it 1/3 of the times used on this broadcast.
You've used these individuals 18 times. You've used these individuals 18 times in the past 3 years.
Do you want to deal with what I'm saying?
CNN has used them 48 times. I'm making the case.
Try it.
You've used them 18
times. 6 times.
We document every time you've done that.
We document it. We don't pay attention to your documentation anymore.
It's parody and hate speech. It's parody and hate speech. Well, and there's no room for hate in this debate. There's no room for hate.
There's no room for further distortion.
You can have an honest policy discussion, but we need to take hate out of the debate. We can have an honest policy discussion.
Let's try a couple of things and just see if we can agree on a couple of them, shall we? All right?
Sure.
We need to secure our borders and our ports for the following reasons. For national security in the war on terror. To win the war on drugs, because Mexico is the principal source of methamphetamines, heroin, cocaine, and marijuana, and to stop illegal immigration. Can we agree?
We can. This isn't about immigration, though. This is about hate speech and hate groups and vigilante groups.
I understand.
Okay?
I know what it's about.
So we can have
it's pure political
a discussion about immigration policy.
It's fine.
This isn't about immigration policy.
Do you want to try?
This is about hate speech and hate groups.
Do you want to try to go through the list?
Of
what we might agree on?
We just talked about the need for comprehensive immigration reform.
So if you want to talk about hate speech, let me tell you.
We agree on the need for comprehensive immigration reform.
Even though the Congressional Budget Office itself declared that it would deal with only 25% of the problem of illegal immigration, would cost the country a fortune.
What would? Dealing with
comprehensive immigration reform legislation that was declined in the United States Senate on June 28, 2007.
We can have a separate discussion on immigration reform.
That's the congressional budget.
But don't dismiss this hate speech and the fact that these individuals that you parade and cloak with an era of respectability are identified and self-avowed vigilante organizations and hate groups.
Okay,
I mean, we can have a separate discussion about immigration. This is about keeping hate and hate speech
you said it
out of
wasn't
the
about
debate.
Me. Now, is it about me or isn't it?
It's about holding you accountable with your networks, and we did cite other networks, MSNBC
I don't care about them.
and
I
Fox.
Don't care.
Well,
I care about
we
this
care about it
broadcast
because
and me.
this repeated and relentless